Andrew, you know what blows my mind? The Pilgrim's Progress. This 17th century book, written in prison, has been translated into more languages than any book except the Bible, and it basically created an entirely new genre of storytelling.
That's such a fascinating way to look at it, Pappy. The fact that John Bunyan wrote this masterpiece while imprisoned for preaching without a license really adds another layer to the whole journey metaphor.
Right? And what's incredible is how he turned this complex spiritual allegory into what's essentially the world's first action adventure novel. I mean, the main character literally fights a demon named Apollyon in this epic battle scene.
The way you put that really brings home how revolutionary this was for its time. Instead of writing dry religious text, he created a vivid world people could relate to.
And what's wild is how modern it feels in many ways. Take Vanity Fair, this massive marketplace where everything's for sale, including people's souls. It's like he was predicting our modern consumer culture centuries ago.
Hmm, that's actually an excellent point about consumerism. The way he describes people getting lost in materialism and losing their values, it could be written about today's social media culture.
You know what really gets me? The psychological depth of it all, like when Christian and hopeful end up in Doubting Castle with giant despair. It's basically a medieval representation of clinical depression, complete with thoughts of suicide and everything.
That's exactly what makes it so powerful, and they escape using the key of promise. It's such a beautiful metaphor for how hope can pull you out of dark places.
Well, think about how groundbreaking it was when Bunyan wrote part two following Christian's wife, Christiana, and her children. It's like he was saying, hey, spiritual journeys aren't just for lone male heroes, they're for everyone.
The contrast between the two parts really shows his genius as a storyteller. Like, how did he develop such insight into different types of spiritual experiences while sitting in jail?
That's such a good question. I think maybe being in prison gave him a unique perspective on freedom, not just physical freedom, but spiritual and emotional freedom as well. The whole book is really about breaking free from various kinds of imprisonment.
So, what you're saying is that his personal experience of confinement actually helped him write more universally about human struggle.
Exactly. And look at how he uses geography symbolically. Every location represents a state of mind or a spiritual challenge. The Slough of Despond is depression. The Delectable Mountains are moments of clarity and joy, and that final river of death that everyone has to cross. It's like this massive map of human experience.
The way he combines personal struggle with universal themes is really masterful. Every reader can find something to relate to, whether it's fighting internal demons or resisting external pressures.
And you know what's fascinating? The book has influenced basically every fantasy writer since. Like you can see its DNA in everything from C.S. Lewis to J.R.R. Tolkien. This idea of the spiritual journey manifesting as a physical quest, that's pure pilgrim's progress.
Well, that really shows how something so specifically religious could become universally relevant. It's about the human experience of trying to stay true to your values while facing obstacles.
And let's talk about those obstacles. They're not just external monsters and villains. Some of the most dangerous characters are people like Worldly Wiseman, who offer seemingly reasonable but ultimately destructive advice.
That's such a sophisticated way to handle temptation, making it seem logical and helpful rather than obviously evil.
Maybe that's why it's remained relevant for over 300 years. It's not just about good versus evil, it's about navigating this complex world where the right path isn't always obvious, where good intentions can lead you astray, and where sometimes the most brutal battles are the ones you fight with yourself.
As you said earlier, Pappy, it's really a book about freedom freedom from external pressures, from internal doubts, from societal expectations. That's something everyone can relate to.
And in the end, Andrew, that might be the real genius of the Pilgrim's Progress. It reminds us that we're all on some journey, all facing our own giants and valleys, all looking for our own way forward. It's both deeply personal and universally applicable.